Alright, good. So before we begin, we would like to introduce ourselves. So my name is Alex.
I'm Kyler.
And my name is Patton.
And today we are here to address the major issue, climate change. So before we begin, can anyone guess the percentage of commutes that are under 8 kilometers? Anyone? Okay. Well, if you didn't know, 50% of car rides are under 8 kilometers. Okay. This problem covers 3 sub-problems. First, carbon emissions are one of the leading problems in climate change. In Canada, 59,800,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide is produced from cars yearly. Shocking, right? Second, if a lot of rides are under 8 kilometers, then there certainly will be lots of congestion. Just look at downtown Toronto. Finally, when you drive a car, you need to find parking spaces, and the youth might need a driving license. Not exactly accessible, portable, and flexible way of transportation, right? So a product that would solve this issue would have to be made out of eco-friendly materials, has to be portable, low-costing, and have low emissions.
So the product that we're proposing is the EcoBoard, which is a belt-driven electric skateboard made out of locally sourced, repurposed plastics and eco-friendly materials, such as bamboo and maple blend deck and polymer wheels. We plan on making the deck out of bamboo sourced overseas and maple locally in Canada to make a flexible and comfortable board that is also very easy to repurpose. We would like to use repurposed trash to create the belts, the motor covers, and the enclosure which houses the battery and electronics inside the board. This would allow us to help repurpose a lot of the trash in the local area. And a lot of restaurants already throw out their plastics separately, so we could take those plastics for almost no cost, and we were able to use them in different ways, such as stringing them into little threads to make belts, and we were also able to pressure them into ABS plastic to make solid enclosures that are also cheap to produce, but also very sturdy and sustainable. Furthermore, this form of transportation would be extremely portable, flexible, and accessible. The cost for one of these products would be substantially lower than monthly expenses of a car, and also it's extremely portable. As a last mile vehicle, you'd be able to take this anywhere to go, anywhere, on the bus, on the train, on the subway, and also to get to the buildings after you are done on those rides. You'd be able to charge on the go and fit this in your locker in any workspace environment, and it'd be extremely light to carry around, with only being under 15 pounds. We also offer a buyback program, which allows us to repurpose parts from the board, such as the polyurethane wheels. We'd be able to melt that back down into the chemical form to repurpose into new formula for new wheels. The bamboo decks can be repurposed by removing a few plies and adding new layers of wood, and we'd also be able to repurpose the plastic by repressurizing them into more ABS plastic. So all the all the parts that are not electronic are able to be repurposed into new board parts for other products.
Alright, so you may be wondering how we're going to market and fund our product. So first, we were thinking of going to Kickstarter. Not only will this help us raise funds for our product, but it will also help us gain recognition in the community. Once we become a little better known, we can go to local stores who share the same values as us, which is honesty and being eco-friendly. Finally, once we get big enough, we can start advertising online and open an online website. Something that will be very important online once you start advertising is hitting platforms such as Instagram, Snapchat, and Spotify, because these are the main platforms that people use these days. Second, our customer relations, I believe, will be very positive. The reason being because we have a buyback program. This will encourage customers to keep coming back to us because we treat them fairly and because they feel like they're very cared for. Finally, we decided to target the market of 14 to 25-year-olds. The reason being that this is the age where most people look for new vehicles. Most people out of high school look for new cars when they're going to university. And cars, but they may not be able to afford cars. So our product is perfect for that because it's not as expensive as a car. Something that's also very beneficial that will help the economy or the ecosystem in the long term is the fact that as these people grow up, they'll be more accustomed to not using a car every day. And then when they get older, they'll teach their kids to do the same. And by doing this, people will start using cars less and less, and this will help get rid of the carbon emission problem that we face today. So that was it.
A lot of the year, how does this work? Because like a skateboard, obviously you can't use it in the winter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a 3-season vehicle. I have one myself, and it works most of the days when it's, well, you can ride it in the rain, but as long as it's not snowing, you're allowed to use it. So that's how it works.
So how would you encourage people to use a skateboard rather than just the convenience of driving a car?
Of course, the skateboard is, as we said, it's situational, but it should be more flexible than a car in most situations, as we said. Like, I'm assuming most of your commutes are not over 8 kilometers. So with an electric skateboard, it'd be faster, more portable, and it's easy storage. Because I have one myself on my daily commute to school, and my school's 3 kilometers away. And I get there in 4 minutes, which is like 6 minutes faster than a car. And I just throw it in my locker, and I just go on with my day. And it's just that easy.
Also, another added plus, downtown Toronto is very congested. I know a lot of people who live down here, they don't own cars, they just still walk everywhere they go, so this would be a perfect fix for that, because it's portable, they can just carry it with them.
Considering the width of pedestrian routes, how would you avoid congestion in like these routes, particularly because the allocated for like skateboards is much smaller than, let's say, like a road for a car?
Great question. So basically, with an electric skateboard, it is an alternative to a car, so you operate on roadways. So for me, like these boards can go up to 50 kilometers an hour. So for me, I go on the roads on a daily commute to school, so I just ride with the cars to share the road.
How do you plan to deal with competition like the boosted board, which is an electric skateboard that is already made of bamboo?
Well, of course, our parts are more eco-sustainable, and also our price range is more competitive. Since our parts are also eco-friendly, eco-conscious, and also locally sourced, we cut down on a lot of expenses. And on board, we'd be able to source higher tier motors, which are better than boosted boards motors. And we'd be able to cut down on expenses, so it's more affordable for a lot of people.
We're going to give no more questions from the audience. Sorry, we're going to give questions to the panelists. If you have any questions you want to ask the presenters.
I was just curious because you're saying a lot of people are commuting, and so I was thinking initially that would be a lot of people commuting to work and people that maybe have kids that are commuting around to school. So this seems like it's something for an individual person to use.
Yeah.
So out of the people that are releasing the most emissions in their commutes, do you find that it's meant to be going to school or demographic?
I like it's more in the young adult category because since they are single or usually live alone, they tend to use, like for example, if you were to drive a car, you'd be one person in a car rather than carpooling, which creates congestion because it's one person per vehicle. But if you were to use an electric skateboard and you're one individual, you wouldn't take up as much space. You would leave the congestion problem, possibly more flexible.
I have a question related to pushback. How would you deal with pushback from, let's say, drivers or commuters? So you see people, there seems to be an argument about where bikes belong. Do they belong on the road or do they belong on the sidewalks? And so you're getting these arguments from both people walking on the sidewalks and on the streets. So how are you going to deal with that using a skateboard?
This is just more an adaptive problem. Like this was a few years ago was a huge problem in New York City, but of course we have to adapt. So like basically for skateboards and cyclists or like electric vehicles, we are supposed to stay on the right side of the road. So you're supposed to share the road, and usually we act as a vehicle ourselves because with a vehicle as such, you have to travel with the rules of the car. So if the speed limit is 40, you go 40 or whatever. So in this situation, cars really annoy us to be angry because you're following the rules of this car, and they just have to treat you like a car. Because if you're going the same speed, and they really can't complain. You're following your rules, you're signaling, and you're left, you're signaling, so it's not going to be wrong. It really shouldn't be.
Another thing is that online I was looking, John Tory's actually said that Toronto's in a climate emergency right now. So I feel like if we actually got a meeting set up with John Tory maybe, or at least someone in the city, we could actually have a lot of help because this will help with their carbon emission problem, which is what he was just trying to fix.
What is kind of like, you said you own one of these boards, what's the market and growth of this product? I guess, and the second question is it currently under the same regulatory framework as electric scooters, which are currently getting a lot of pushback? Like, is it going to get caught up in any of those types of bans or those politics?
At least for Canada, this is still quite very new. So there are not many regulations, and for the growth of it, it's growing quite exponentially right now. In the last few years, we've had a growing community for electric skateboarders and other electric vehicles such as unicycles. And right now, we just ride under our own discretion, so we just have to be a little more careful and just show the road to the drivers.
All right, that's all for this group. Round of applause.